It finally happened. I made my first enamel pin. A dream of mine was actually to make enamel pins because I'm obsessed with enamel pins and I really wanted to start making my own. The problem is, it is so overwhelming and complicated just to try to figure out the process, how it works, how to even start. That was one of the reasons that was stopping me from making enamel pins so far. And the second reason was money because enamel pins is an investment, and it's gonna be an investment of $150 to $200 up front that you need to pay for the pins, and then there's always the risk of them not selling, so now you just lost all that money, right? But everything in business is an investment, and I wanted to try to at least make one enamel pin. So this video, I'm gonna go through the whole process of how I made my first enamel pin. I want to give you hopefully helpful information so that if you're looking to make your first enamel pin, then this video will be helpful to you, and hopefully it won't be so overwhelming as it felt like for me. So first of all, to make a pin, you need to have a design. Now for me, I already have a bunch of sticker designs, and because I've been selling stickers already, I have a lot of designs and I've had sales, so I know which stickers or which designs sell more than others, so that influenced my decision. So I took my best selling sticker design and I made it into a pin, which was this one. The book was better. So I draw all of my designs using Procreate on my iPad and using an Apple Pencil. So let's assume you already have your design. So what do you do now? First of all, there's two websites that were incredibly helpful for me. The first one and the most helpful one is an article from Pin Lord. This is someone who has made a ton of enamel pins and he has a lot of experience, and he made an article and it was so helpful. He actually gives you a lot of information of things you need to know. He even has a list of manufacturers that you can contact, like a recommendation list of manufacturers, which is incredibly helpful. The second article is an article from Shopify, and I feel like it also has some helpful information. It also lists some manufacturers, but I will talk about those manufacturers in a minute. So step number 2, after you have your design, and even honestly, even before you start, I guess you can start looking for manufacturers, but don't contact them yet before you have this, okay? You need to create like a page with all of your design details, all the colors, so that you can send that to the manufacturer. They're gonna need that and they're gonna ask for that. So this is kind of what it looks like. Like for this pin, this is what I sent the manufacturer, right? So it basically tells you what kind of metal you want. They have this is gold metal plating. They have silver, they have black, they have rose gold, different options. So you need to specify that. So I took my design and I just basically changed the outline. Originally the outlines are always black, so I just changed the design and I made everything that was black in my design and changed it to gold because I wanted it in gold plating. And then I basically just copied the design and flipped it, and then covered the whole thing in also metal gold plating. So that's the back of the pin, and the black dots means that I want 2 clasps on it. So 2 pin backs that I want in the back of the design. You also need to specify the size. So this pin is 1.5 inches, and that is also gonna influence the price of the pin. So you need to put the size of it, and then importantly, the colors. Now, this was the hardest part for me because they need to be Pantone colors. So usually manufacturers will use Pantone coded colors. So it will have like the P for Pantone and then a number and then C for coded, right? And there's actually different types of Pantones. So if you're looking for Pantone colors and after the number there's a different letter than a C, those colors are not going to be right for the manufacturer. They're going to try to match that color to the different palette and then they're not going to match. I had that problem because I was trying to figure out, I drew everything on Procreate, on the app, but the app doesn't tell me the Pantone colors. So I put my design on Photoshop because I heard that Photoshop, you can actually go there and it will show you the Pantone colors, but turns out that at some point they removed the library for the coded colors. I actually spent hours trying to figure out how do I get the codes for the colors that I'm using. You can actually buy like Pantone color strips, like physical things. It has all the codes. It is very expensive. So my method, I basically went on Google and I was just like looking for like pastel, pink color, Pantone coded colors, right? And then I would just look at images and be like, which color is the most similar that I can find? And basically that's what I did. I went through a whole bunch of color palette websites trying to look for color codes. Basically, I was trying to find colors online that were the most similar to the colors that I actually used in my design. Look, this was the hardest thing. I know that in some older versions of Photoshop, it actually had the coded palette of Pantone colors. So if you could just like use the color pick tool on Photoshop, it would actually tell you the exact code. This is the color you're using. But anyway, between a whole bunch of Google searches and also using the Pantone official website, you can actually like look up if you have the code of a color, you can search for that code and it will show you what that color is, what it looks like. So you can always like double check different websites to make sure that that color is really how it looks like. So here are the colors that I ended up with. You have to specify with all the codes. So I have the gold plating, and then I have the 3 colors with the codes, and then white, you can just say white, you don't need a color code for that. So after you have this, you have all of your design specifications, you know exactly what you want for your design, and you have this ready to go to give to your manufacturer. Now you're gonna start contacting some people. It was very overwhelming for me to do this because I kept thinking, oh, I need to go to Alibaba, and every time I try to go to on Alibaba, it's like a whole new world. The website is so confusing. There's hundreds and hundreds of different manufacturers, and how do you know which one to pick? So there's a few things to keep in mind and to look for. First, make sure they're verified. Look at all of the reviews and the ratings and the on-time delivery ratings also. Make sure to find the highest numbers you can find. Now, something else, and what happened to me, as I was looking through Alibaba, they actually post like, they have pictures of enamel pins that they've done before, right? So from previous clients. And as I was looking, I found some images of 2 manufacturers with pins that I actually, from people that I know. I was like, I recognize this pin, I've seen it before, I know who this person is. Also, there was another pin where I looked at it, I have this pin, I bought this pin actually from this person. So I thought maybe this is their manufacturer. So that's got me thinking, oh, maybe they're a good person to contact, since if they have this picture from this pin, that means that they are the manufacturer from this person. And since I kind of like trust this person because I follow them, I decided to contact them. So that was one way. So after you click on the manufacturer on Alibaba, there's like a contact button, and then you also have a list of manufacturers, recommended manufacturers from this article from Pin Lord, which I don't know, I just trust them. Now, a few things to keep in mind that influence the price of your pen. The size, very important. The bigger it is, the more expensive it's gonna be. How many colors does it have? The type of plating actually influences how expensive it is. And also, if you want your logo or name stamped in the back of your pen. So as you can see on mine, I have decided to have my logo stamped in the back of the pen. Because if it's stamped and someone tries to like buy the pens, they can resell it because my name is not on it, right? But since it is on it, like someone cannot, I guess they can still try to steal my design, but you'll know it's officially from me if it has the stamp in the back. So that's kind of like protection and also to spread your brand. So like if someone buys a pin from you, they can, and your name is on it, they can forget where they got it from, or if they're giving it to a friend, now that friend also doesn't know where they got it from. But if your name is in the back, then there's always a reminder of where to go back to. Also, when it comes to pricing, I'm gonna talk about something very important that I wasn't aware of and that I learned. You might go on all the manufacturers and it usually says, I don't know, 30 cents per unit, or I don't know, 60 cents per unit. The price per unit that you see on Alibaba is not actually the price that you're gonna pay per pen. And since I contacted a few different manufacturers, it always went down like this. There's always fees and prices for these different things. First, there's the price per unit of pen. And keep in mind that these numbers are gonna change depending how many colors, what is the plating, the size of the pen. So this is gonna change, okay? So price per unit. This is usually the number that I guess you would see, you know, on a headline of Alibaba. Second, there's a fee for the mold. So for them to make an enamel pen, they have to create a mold. And then all the pens are gonna be made through that mold. And from the manufacturers that I contacted, the price for the mold was between $60 to $90. Then there's a fee for shipping. And it looks like you don't have different shipping options. You have one shipping option and it's $50. It's gonna come from China and there's no like standard shipping, express shipping. I guess they only have express shipping or something, because all of them said that the shipping was $50. And then finally there's a fee for PayPal, because you're gonna pay them through PayPal, and you know, I guess there's a little fee for PayPal. That's actually not a huge thing, just because I think PayPal asks for like a percentage of like the whole amount that it's gonna be transferred. So that's the PayPal fee. It's actually not a lot. It's $10 or less, usually less. And also for all the manufacturers, they all said the same thing. It takes 2 weeks to produce the pen. After you finish communicating with the manufacturer and you approve everything, you give them the go to, yeah, everything is good, go ahead and do it. It will take 2 weeks to produce it, and then shipping takes a week. But actually, shipping for mine, after they shipped it, it actually got here really fast. It was less than a week. So there's really tons of different places that you can manufacture your pins. You can go through the Alibaba way and look for a manufacturer in China. And then there's these websites that are pretty popular. Like if you Google enamel pin manufacturer, they are the first thing that comes up. And in the Shopify article link that's in the description of this video, they also have a little list of, they're not exactly like Chinese manufacturers, but kind of these types of websites like Wizard Pins. Usually for those, they already have the prices, like price tables on their website that you can check out how much it's gonna cost. So you don't have to like contact them and ask them for all this information. So I checked out a few of those, and I just want to mention the prices for a few that I want to mention. So there's Wizard Pins, then there's Vograce. Vograce is actually the website that I use to manufacture my acrylic keychains. I think they're really good. I really like the quality of my keychains, and I think the price is okay. I also like how the process is very easy. So if you're looking to make keychains, I actually recommend vograce.com. But then I found they actually also make enamel pins, but I just found that to make enamel pins through them is very expensive. And also keeping in mind that I want to make 50 pins. If I went through Wizard Pins, it would be over $4 per pin. And if I went through Vograce, it would be over $5 per pin. When you're contacting manufacturers, it's not just important to look at the prices because they're all going to have a different price. And you might be very inclined to just go with the cheapest option possible, but also keep in mind to look at communication. How easy is it to communicate with them? And do they understand me? And are they, are they nice? And do they understand what I want with my design and things like that? So on one hand, I was communicating with this person from Alibaba, messaging through Alibaba, and then the other one was actually someone I was emailing from Pinlord's list, right? And then this person from Alibaba, I guess they had more of like a broken English, and even though I already gave her all the specifications, all the information I wanted from my pin, I'm asking her questions about it, about the process that I wanted to know, but then instead of answering my questions, she would just like ask me about details and specifications that I already gave her. So, like miscommunication, and then the other one was a lot like, they got everything, everything is there, they're really nice. But keep in mind communication. You want a manufacturer that you can actually communicate with. So my pins have just arrived, and I'm so excited and I'm so scared at the same time. I really hope that they turn out well, and I don't know. I'm gonna open it up and see how they came out. Okay, so let's say that you actually found someone they're making your pin, everything is going good. You're waiting for your pins or you already received them. So now, how do you package them, right? So now you need backing cards. I actually made the design using Photoshop and Canva. Canva is really good for you to make designs. They have a lot of it's very easy to use. And these are business cards. So basically you go there, you just need to select the business card type, size, and then create your design. In mine, this is actually the design of my banner on my Etsy shop, so I already had that kind of design going. I have some clouds here, it just says enamel pin, and then I have my contact information. I have my Etsy and I have my Instagram on it. And then in the back, I also included my logo on the backing card. And as I said, these are business cards. And for business cards, there's two websites that I recommend, and they are Vistaprint and moo.com. I actually made my business cards using moo.com, and they also had the option to have curved edges, which was, I think it was $3 or $4 more expensive to have the curved edges instead of just pointy square ones. But I just thought I wanted the curved edges, and if I ordered the other ones, I would have to do it myself. And I thought, the $3 extra is worth saving time doing that, so I just went with it. So I ordered 50 of the business cards through moo.com, and they were $25. And the very last step, after you have your pin, you have your backing cards, the only thing that's left to do is to grade the pins and then package them. So when it comes to grading your pins, this can be very time consuming, maybe a little boring, definitely not the most exciting part of the process. but it's gotta be done. Now, unfortunately, when you order pins from a manufacturer, they're not all gonna be perfect. So there are some pins are gonna have little details like imperfections on it, little like dust, or like something is like a little like scratched or nicked. So I have finished grading the pins, and so all of these are A grade. So these are perfect or nearly perfect pins. This one are B grades. So these ones basically have 1 to 2 very small imperfections. Honestly, you can only see them by close inspection. But yeah, and then these ones are seconds. They're not even C grade to me just because they have some major problems with them. They kind of look a little dirty, like there's a lot of dust in them. So now you have your pin and everything is ready to go, ready to post and start selling your pins. So this video, I hope I give you at least some helpful information and maybe also make the process a little less overwhelming. But keep in mind, this is newbie information. I'm giving you this information as a newbie. This was my first pin ever. I did it, you can do it too. So yeah, this is it for this video. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments and I will answer. And yeah, this is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and make sure to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.